So, this is sort of like a recap of how my year has been and why there was, I think, almost a year long silence on my channel. So, where do I start? Things were fine, I think, in Jan and Feb. Mentally, I was still going through some things, but on and outside, my other facets of my life were doing okay until March. So one day I was in Pune and I get a call from my mom saying, listen, you will have to come to Mumbai. And I asked her why, what happened, and she said that she suspects dad is getting a stroke and she's rushing him to the hospital. And I was numb and I didn't know what was happening. I was so far away. I immediately called my brother up and I told him, and he said, okay, book your tickets for tomorrow, book a cab, whatever it is. I'll be home in the evening and we'll talk. And stay strong, don't worry. And I had a day full of work left. It was around, I think, 1 that she called me. And I remember messaging I remember taking 2 hours just to process that information because I live alone. There's nobody else I can talk to. 2 hours I took to process that information, to start packing, make, you know, take care of all the leftover food that was in my house because I don't know when I'm coming back. And that's when I messaged my boss saying that, listen, this has happened. And they didn't ask any more questions, and they just said, like, please take the day off and let us know when if you need anything. And I was grateful for that because I needed some time to myself to absorb the news so that when I finally reach Mumbai, I am able to take action. And I reach Mumbai and dad is in the hospital. I go there, I meet him, and I think the first thing he did when he saw me was start crying. And I think that's a thing with Indian parents, that I think not Indian parents, I think it's a thing with Indian dads. We don't see them being emotional very often. So in the rare moments that they are, it absolutely breaks you. And that was a difficult phase for us. Somehow we got him back home, but then in a week or two he started showing few more symptoms and we had to rush him back to another hospital where we had to do a procedure. And it was nerve-wracking, to say the least. Mom and I, we were each other's rocks during that time. And just having her with me through that, especially since the last time when one of my parents was in the hospital, it was her, and dad and me were taking care of things. Somehow I was the common component always, in the waiting room of both these hospitals. But having a parent around, especially the one who's usually taking charge, me and dad were like headless chicken when she was in the hospital. But having her there, and we were both like, no, things will be fine, we'll manage everything, don't worry. We got through that, and dad was back home. We were all like, okay, we're out of the danger zone. So I decided to go to my friend's wedding, which was in Lucknow, and I think I've put a part 1 of that. It was a lot of fun and a much needed vacation of sorts for me. While my mind was mainly at home still, I managed to create some amazing memories that all of us are going to remember for the entire of our whatever years of our life that we have. Then in June, I think June, July is when dad started walking around, going down, which was a great improvement. He started speaking a lot more, and things were getting better finally. But in July, there was this injury on his leg which wasn't healing very well. and that concerned us because given his diabetes it could be a major issue, so we had to get that checked. So we were getting that checked, we were getting treatments done, we were maintaining his diabetes, and sorry, this is going to take some time. Yeah, so we were doing all of that, and my birthday came. We decided to spend my birthday, like I was in Pune at that time, and I wanted to celebrate my birthday there because it's my house, you know. I wanted to, you know, host people and clean up after them. Great adulthood milestones one must celebrate when you're turning 27. So I had my friends over. Some of them actually surprised me by coming to Pune, which was very sweet. Thank you, Gokul and Tanvi. You don't know how much that means to me. And Shreya, Umesh, and Samantha, who planned the whole thing and made it. Though there were some bags that went missing, we will forever remember the things that were part of those bags. And it was a great birthday. It was a very relaxed birthday, sitting at home, painting, karaoke, and yeah, it was a nice birthday. Um, but then the injuries were still not healing very well, and we were concerned. So we found this hospital. Mom, me, and dad, we actually went to this hospital, found it, and we decided to show the doctors there. In the first week, it was a very normal checkup. They said, okay, we'll just give you some ointments and some dressing change and you can go. But it still wasn't healing, and it started to have, like, it started blackening around that injury, so we were again concerned. So around now, this is in August, one of my cousins was getting married, so my mom asked me, come down, you know, you'll get to meet your cousins and it'll be fun. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll be there. So I did come to Mumbai, and we decided that I'll stay that week, and the next Tuesday we'll be taking dad to the hospital again for a thorough checkup, and because his diabetes had reached a certain level by then. Also, mom had not yet bought me my birthday gift, and I didn't remind her, but she said, we'll go for your birthday shopping also the next weekend, because the previous weekend was a little hectic because of the wedding. So we did go to the wedding, and it's the mom side of the family. uh, you know, it was somebody in the mom side of the family, and she had a blast meeting all her cousins, taking so many pictures. And I remember before, even the night before, she's like, listen, do your best makeup, wear you know, she's picked out my dress, and you have to put nice makeup and all, and we'll take so many pictures on your iPhone. She really liked my phone. So she's like, yeah, we'll take a lot of pictures, and I want pictures with all my cousins, and I want pictures with the dulha dulhan. I said, you only go on the mandap, you officiate their wedding. And she was really excited, and it was a really nice day. We had an amazing time, laughing and meeting her cousins and sharing stories. It was a really nice day. Then that entire week was extremely hectic for me at work, so I was working, and I don't really go out during the weekdays. And I was also doing some of my online courses, so it was really late when I used to go to sleep. So I remember that Friday, Amma made chicken, because she's like, oh, you know, I made chicken for you, try this, it's a new recipe and all. She was very excited. So, and it was super spicy, so Achama and Papa couldn't eat it as much, and dad, anyways, we were not giving him meat. But she made that chicken, and I remember sending her a voice note saying, that is so delicious, Amma. No, I called her up. I was like, Amma, what amazing chicken you've made and everything. And she told me, listen, today Friday, you call your friends, you go out, you've been sitting at home, full week you've been sitting at home, and weekend also I didn't get to meet my friends because we were going for the wedding and everything. So she's like, aisa nahi chalega, you know, make a plan, call your friends, you're still young, don't sit at home. So I made a plan, with my friends, and we go to this very small place close by, and we all decide to go there. And I met her in the evening when I was leaving, and she's like, have fun, okay, say hi to everybody. Then when I was there, I remember her sending me a meme, and it was nice. It was a nice night. The morning was equally disastrous. So the thing is that I came home at around 1, and she was watching something on Hotstar, and I just passed her, and I was like, hey, good night, the chicken was amazing, see you tomorrow. And she's like, yeah, see you, love you, karke. And then I went to sleep, and I slept at around, I'd come home at around 1:30. So I slept at around 3 because I was reading, and I slept at around 3, woke up suddenly. And so the thing with me is, if I sleep really late and it's a weekend and I've not put an alarm, I will not wake up. There is no chance I will wake up early. But surprisingly, I woke up sharp at 7. My eyes were open and I was wide awake, almost like super alert. And I didn't know why. Like, there was this, I felt like I had to be alert for something, and I had to wake up. You know, when there's danger around and your body senses it, and you wake up completely aware of your surroundings and where you are. Like, that was what happened to me. And I woke up and I was like, why am I awake so early? What's happening? I checked the time, and I checked if I got any notifications or calls, but there was nothing. And then suddenly dad comes to my door, and he sees me awake, and he's like, he just says one word, Amma. And I decide, like, you know, I get up immediately. I go, and the first thing I see, she's on the floor. She's unconscious. And I try to wake her up, and she gets up, and she's like, oh, मैं यहाँ कैसे गिरी? And then we put her back to bed, and you know, we immediately I checked her sugar and BP. Her sugar was normal. Her BP was very low. And I called my cousin up, and she at the same time, while I was calling my cousin up, I tried making you know, the lemon salt and water thing. And अम्मा even through that, she is giving me instructions. अरे गैस चालू है, बंद कर, पानी का ये है, बंद कर, मेरे को ऑफिस जाना है, मैं रेस्ट नहीं ले सकती. I need, you know, I have promised someone to come to office today, and someone's taken a leave because of me. And I said, listen, your health is more important. We'll see what to do about work, don't worry. I even told her, like, oh, don't worry, I'll go and work on your behalf. And dad was like, क्या काम करती रहती है, why you so concerned about work, and first we'll figure what's happening. And at the same time, I even called one of my friends, and I told him, listen, you have a car, can you come close by? Like, I called Nigel, he's the closest to me. So I was like, do you have a car, can you come? I need to take mom to the hospital. And at the same time, my cousin's like, okay, give her the nimbu pani. I gave her, and Amma puked that entire thing out, which was concerning. And then my sister said, try putting salt in her mouth directly. At the same time, I even called my neighbors, because I would need help in taking her, right? So I called my neighbors. I called Ajita auntie. I even went to my next door neighbors, and I called them. And they asked me to look for her files, and I don't know where anything in this house is, but I still managed to find her files. Nigel reached, and we took her. So she was going in and out of consciousness at that point, but there was this one moment where I asked her, like, are you in pain, and she said no. But there was this one moment of her going into in and out of consciousness, is when she mentioned ambulance. That's when I know that she knew this is something serious and not something to ignore. And I was, we figured the file. We took her to the closest hospital, which is literally 2 minutes away from my house. Like, you can see the hospital. I can throw a rock at that hospital. That's how close it is. And we got there, and in the car, and they took one look at her, like, where they didn't even take her inside. They just looked at her from the car, and they said that she's no more. and I couldn't believe it because I was talking to her some time back. So I refused to listen to them. I said, at least check her. She spoke to me, and I was thoda hysterical at this point, but I was still like, no, no, it can't happen. Death is usually a very foreign thing that happens only in movies, or to other people. How can it happen to her, or how can it happen to me? Losing her. Then I told Nigel, no, no, we'll take her to a bigger hospital, and we took her to another hospital. And when we reached there, they took her in. She was in there for some time, and then they asked me to come to their counseling room. And that's when it hit me, and that's when I knew for sure. But I didn't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. And I remember Nigel was there with me in that room, and he was he held my hand, and they tried to like break the news to me very gently. And they asked me, oh, what happened in the morning, and what were the symptoms, and I narrated. I said, in my head there was that glimmer of hope that maybe they're asking me the symptoms and the history and everything because they want to know more, like there is something they can do to help her. And then they flipped this sheet that they had been holding, and it was the ECG sheet, and there was no lines on that. There was no activity. And that's when I broke down, and that's when I started crying, and that's when it hit me what had happened. The reason I am saying this all here is I mentioned the story to people who, like, I've had to narrate the story to people who matter absolutely nothing to me. Nothing. And I've had to narrate the story multiple times. I have been sensitized to the story now because it's my reality, right? And this community of few people that follow me here, or who will in future want to know more about me, should know that the star of my channel, the unofficial DOP, director, producer, audience of my videos is no longer there. And oh my god, and her sudden absence from my life is going to be something I'm going to deal with forever. But there should be some reason to explain why her sudden absence is there on my channel too. And I didn't want to just put it under the rug and put another funny video, or put another random video and avoid this conversation, because I have nothing to hide. This is the reality of my life, and I have nothing to avoid about this. Like, it's one of the facts of life. People are born, and people pass away. And so yeah, I was not lying when I said 2022 has been an absolute disaster for me, because in this 1 year I have lost my home, my best friend, my peace of mind, my support system, all together in one fell sweep. And it has not been easy. It has not been easy at all. But my mama no raise no weakling. So I dust myself up every morning, get out of bed, do things that I'm supposed to do, and also try and do things that I want to do, as little as they may be, as inconsequential as they may be. I've realized one thing, that life is too short. Life is very short and it's unpredictable, and you don't know when you're going to be, when you will receive your call. So I will um, so I do want to start putting content more frequently, because that was one of Amma's biggest complaints. Even after I moved to Pune, she's like, अब तो तेरे पास पूरा घर है, अब क्यों नहीं डाल रही वीडियो, क्या दर्द है तेरी ज़िंदगी में ऐसा, वाई यू सैड, डालना वीडियोस डालना, your niece and your nephew like your videos so much. And she used to do this thing that, whenever she used to miss me, she used to go look at our YouTube videos together, or look at some of my older videos. So the random views so if you see some of my videos randomly have like 500 views, that's out of that 499 are my mother's. So yeah, 2022 has been difficult, it has been disastrous, but I am looking forward to 2023. Not only because I believe that, oh, the calendar year, every time it changes, is going to bring some big change in my life, but because I am going to choose and make some big changes in my life. I am going to work towards things, and I'm going to take some steps that are required of me and for me. And I hope that next time when I shoot the wrap up 2023 video, we'll have far more positive and happier things to talk about. And I hope I can take some things off of the boxes that mom and I dreamt of together, of things that we wanted to do in the future that she saw for me. I hope I can do that. I don't know how long this video is going to be, and I don't know if people are going to sit through the entire thing, but if you are here and you're still watching, thank you so much. Thank you for being patient, for being supportive, for letting a girl who just wants to put out content, she just loves sitting in front of the camera and talking, giving her a platform to actually do that, and for liking the content, for giving her mother that glimmer of happiness when she sees positive comments, when she sees likes, when she sees the numbers go up. And I have shot some things in the year that I wanted Amma to see, and I kept telling her that you see this once it's recorded and it's edited and it's gone up on the page. But now I know she can see everything. Now she has full 8G data and all the time in the world to look at things I'm doing. So hoping for a really nice 2023, hoping for peace of mind and happiness and positivity to everybody. Everybody deserves that, and I hope that through my content and things I will put out in the future, you get to take a break from your life and smile and enjoy the content, and are able to forget the difficulties that life has put in your way, because I know that's how I choose to step away from the problems in my life, is when I put this camera in front of me and I talk, and or I create content, or I rant, or I do all of these different things. Amazing, who do I think I am? But yeah, that's it from me, and I'll see you soon. See ya. Bye bye. Bye bye.